What's up, YouTube? This is the first video I've made since Double or Nothing. Originally I had a review I wanted to put on YouTube, but I just didn't get the video edited in time to put it on YouTube. But man, what did you guys think about Double or Nothing? Because woohoo! That was good. That was real good. I love wrestling. In the comments down below, let me know what you guys thought about Double or Nothing. But welcome to Talk Malcolm Talk. My name is Muscle Man Malcolm, and let's talk. Since we're on the topic of All Elite Wrestling, one of the biggest names to debut on that show, can't believe I'm saying this, Jon Moxley. Formerly known as a WWE champion and member of the Shield, Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley has officially signed a multi-year deal to All Elite Wrestling, which he debuted after the main event of Kenny Omega vs. Chris Jericho. But Moxley isn't just with All Elite Wrestling, as it was now announced by New Japan Pro Wrestling that all these vignettes that we have been seeing recently in New Japan Pro Wrestling was actually the long-awaited debut of Jon Moxley as well. It was made known in those promos and by New Japan Pro Wrestling, who actually tweeted out this morning that on June 5th, Moxley will make his debut for the promotion, which is the finals of the Best of the Super Juniors tournament, as he challenges the IWGP US Heavyweight Champion, Juice Robinson. His debut match in the company is a US title shot. Wow. Well, that's incredible. Now, Mox is able to capture the US title, which we can say he's probably gonna do. He's gonna be the first person to ever hold the IWGP US title and the WWE US title, so he's just making US title history, isn't he? But now it's confirmed that we have Jon Moxley in AEW and we have Jon Moxley in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The dream matches are endless, on top of the fact that he's actually doing an independent booking for Northeast Wrestling, where he's taking on Pentagon Jr. Wow. I love wrestling. I really do. Now let's talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. So personally, I was expecting for Raw to really just knock it out of the park this week because it was the first Raw after Double or Nothing, so they kind of need to bring their A game, right? Did they do that? It wasn't a bad show, right? Like it didn't suck. It just wasn't good. It was kind of like meh. Winner was a fatal four-way match between The Miz, Braun Strowman, AJ Styles, and Bobby Lashley to determine who's going to face Seth Rollins at Super Showdown. But due to a legitimate injury by AJ Styles, who said it wasn't a serious one, so hopefully that means he's not out too long, where Baron Corbin actually ended up taking Styles' spot, and he actually ended up winning the fatal four-way, giving him an opportunity to face Seth Rollins at Super Showdown. Now this kind of conflicts with recent reports of Brock Lesnar actually cashing against Rollins at Super Showdown, and one of those I'm going to be the bigger man and tell you when I'm going to cash in kind of things, which I'm happy they're not doing, honestly. Like, I'm not going to lie. Brock Lesnar is Money in the Bank, you know, Mr. Money in the Bank, I thought was gonna be dumb. You right? Just like how everyone else does. I'm kind of enjoying it, maybe because the whole beatboxing that he's doing right now is funny, but I like the mystery of what he's gonna do. Like, we all know it's gonna be towards Universal Champion, but like, the mystery of like maybe could be Kofi, possibly, or maybe it's gonna be Rollins. On top of the fact that SmackDown's moving to Fox eventually, and Fox is more of a sporty, you know, channel. Lesnar could go to SmackDown and could cash in on Kofi. So like, there's an opportunity that he could, you know, be leaning that way. So I do like the mystery of Lesnar actually being Mr. Money in the Bank. It's weird, definitely, but I'm kind of liking it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to enjoy it. Now we also learned that Rey Mysterio apparently is suffering from a separated shoulder, and he had to give up the US title. That's why I'm wearing this Rey Mysterio shirt. Shout out my boy Ray Jr. I hope you feel better, man. But who could be the next US champion? Is it gonna go right back to Samoa Joe, or could it go to someone else on the roster? Because you have guys like Ricochet and Cesaro and Joe, on top of so many other guys in the actual mid-card on Raw. They definitely deserve the US title, but is there really a feud right now to put these people together? I'm not sure, but I think the next US champion should either go back to Joe, or it should be like Cesaro. Just like go ahead and build him up. Like if you're gonna push him to the moon. Finally on Raw, the big thing that everyone's really talking about is Sami Zayn. I love the character, but man, he just dropped the forbidden 3 letters. I actually tweeted that, and one guy responded, was the 3 letters supposed to be HLA? And if you know what that means, then you might find that kind of funny. If you don't know what that means, don't Google that, because you're too young and you shouldn't. Just don't do it. But during the electric chair segment where fans were able to ask Sami Zayn questions, Sami Zayn was so upset that people were asking him all these really bland and boring questions, he basically just said, you could have asked me about anything. You could have even asked me about AEW. What? You're not allowed to talk about the competition. Samuel, watch your language. That led to the crowd actually chanting for AEW, and that eventually led to WWE kind of axing that whole part right off the whole YouTube video. And then there was like a little argument between Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez, where Meltzer was saying, yeah, it was scripted, and Alvarez was saying, but really? Why would that be scripted? That makes no sense. Personally, I feel like it kind of had to be scripted, because if it wasn't, I'm sure Corey Graves, his reaction would have been a little more real rather than like, oh, Sammy, no. He probably would be like, oh, crap, he said that. Am I gonna get fired just for being in the same ring as him? Or WWE would just easily have suspended Sami Zayn or something? My question is, why is this even a scripted line to begin with, right? So like, why would you even want to bring it up? Because there's still a lot of people that don't know what AEW was, because that was just their first show yesterday. So why would you like promote them for free. Like, what y'all doing? Like, y'all got a sponsorship or something? Are they paying you, Chief? To me, it made no sense why they were even mentioned on the show, but it got a reaction out of me. I was paying attention because I thought the segment was kind of cool, and then he just blurred out AEW like that. I'm like, whoa, Samuel, stop! One of the final things I really want to talk about, which I thought was just really interesting and commendable to Cody Rhodes, by the way. Not for everything that's going on in All Elite Wrestling, and not for like everything's done since leaving the WWE, which has been absolutely incredible to show the potential of Cody Rhodes that WWE just wasn't letting their entire audience even see. But post Double or Nothing, there was a big press conference, and it kind of looked like the whole like UFC after the fight kind of press conference. It looked really cool. But the one thing about that entire little press conference after Double or Nothing that was really interesting to me, a question that Mark Henry, who was with Sirius XM Radio, or busted open and asked Cody Rhodes about diversity in All Elite Wrestling. If it has to do with your race, your gender, your sexual orientation, just all things under the line of diversity. While Cody gave a really good AEW answer. On top of that, he also gave a personal experience about talking to his wife because he is in like a interracial marriage with his wife, Brandy Rhodes. But I'd rather show the video, so I'm just gonna play it and then we'll talk about it right after.
Brandy talked about diversity in this company, and I saw a lot of diversity in this show. Is that something that's intentional, or is it just that you're opening the doors for people of different genders, people of different colors, people of different races, ethnicities? How did you go about making that decision to have it be more diverse?
Well, I mean, I'm in an interracial marriage, and I've learned a lot that I would have never known. One time I told Brandy, I said, I don't have a racist moment. I said, I don't see color. And she said, well, then you don't see my experience. And I thought, oh, you're right. I can't just say that. You need to be able to see that experience and at least understand it. And the old territory system of just one, and a lot of folks may remember that. That's out. That's out. The best wrestlers are gonna field the game, and that's a very diverse profile, and I'm really proud of it. But I know we're not gonna make that. We're gonna promote them as wrestlers. You know, that's all the elements of diversity. We're not gonna make it a PR element for us, and that I'm really proud of.
I'm not sure how many of you guys actually seen this video until now, but I kind of just wanted to put that video out here and kind of spread it a little bit further on the internet, because for someone that's in Cody's position of life right now and being like a executive vice president of this big wrestling company, on top of being like a very popular professional wrestler on his own, he easily could have answered that question with like such a little words like, oh yeah, we accept all people, blah blah blah, next question. He didn't really need to give that example and go into detail and depth like that, which to me feels like that's a very commendable quality of Cody Rhodes, which I like a lot. Ball's perspective of being like African American shows like, hey, I mean, there's people that are up in these big old positions that still can understand like these little values that, someone that may not understand that certain struggle or didn't come from that certain background, they can still understand it, which is, not like it's like out of the ballpark and saying for someone else to understand what someone else feels like. I know a lot of you guys watching this are probably really young, so I'm not really expecting most of you guys to understand what I'm really saying. But if you yourself, or if you know someone, like you have a friend or a parent or a teacher maybe, I don't know, someone that happens to be in this position, if you yourself or anyone else I mentioned beforehand are in like a current interracial marriage or interracial relationship, or you yourself are one race and you like this one person and that other person likes you back, but you guys aren't the same race and stuff. When you're in those positions and you're joking around, you're just talking and stuff, make sure like you always just keep in mind of how other people feel about certain topics, because we all view the world through different lenses. And I'm not just saying that because I'm wearing glasses, but we all look at the world differently because of the different situations that we're put in. If it has to do with stereotypes, or if it has to do with, or just the way that people treat you because you look a certain way. If you're a person of color, or if you have a disability of some type, unless you have like the exact same qualities and you're a carbon copy of that person, not everyone is gonna see the same things you see in the same light that you see him all the time. I'm not trying to get all political and deep and try to be like MLK on YouTube, like that's not my intention. I just thought this video was really interesting, and if you are in one of those situations, just be mindful of others. That's all I'm pretty much trying to say. I'm not trying to be Malcolm X, I'm just Muscle Man Malcolm. That's literally it. But I thought it was just really cool to see someone like Cody Rhodes actually explain something that in depth and with such grace and whatnot. I thought it was just something I really want to share with you guys. So if you guys can relate to anything Cody was saying, just keep that in mind in your head. Just remember, if you're flipping through a dictionary, the word character comes before color. That being said, judge someone by the way they act, not by the way they look, because you might just be missing out on something really special. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the video. If you really enjoyed, in the comments down below, what did you think about Double or Nothing? I thought it was a great show. I am beyond excited for All Elite Wrestling. I think it's going to be a great product. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm sorry for getting all like Nelson Mandela on YouTube. I wasn't trying to do that, but I just thought it was so interesting that I wanted to talk about it for a little bit. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, always subscribe, and we outie.
We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze.